From Ypsilanti, Michigan to Bowling Green, Ohio, the Eastern Michigan Eagles have made the 68-mile drive to the Stroh Center to take on the Bowling Green Falcons. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us alongside Red Boyd. I'm Brad Woznicki. It's time for a new season, the second season. Mid-American Conference play has arrived, and for these two teams, a lot of changes from a season ago, but they've had 12 games to find an identity and now looking to exceed expectations.
Yeah, and for Bowling Green here this evening, you go through the non-conference schedule, you're working on your rotations, you're working on your schemes, you're merging all these new faces, like you mentioned, into a cohesive group. If anything that you've taken from the non-conference, confidence, and that's what you need going into a very difficult Mid-American Conference schedule. We'll see how it all plays out tonight here in the home opener.
Last year, Marcus Hill led junior college basketball in scoring at 26 points a game. Now in his first year as a Falcon, he's leading Bowling Green in scoring and number 2 in the Mid-American Conference.
Yeah, he's done an outstanding job. What a find for Coach Todd Simon and the rest of this Bowling Green program. A very unique guard. Utilizes his strength between the blocks to score against smaller defenders. He also can put the ball on the floor and create for himself and for his teammates. He's to continue to lead the Falcons here tonight if they're going to get off to a great start here in the conference play.
And now the only man ahead of Marcus Hill in scoring in the Mid-American Conference, Tyson Acuff. He's been a little bit banged up towards the end of non-conference play, but he's averaging 23 points a game. That's number 5 in the nation.
Well, he's an elite scorer, and he's someone that the Mid-American Conference coaches around the league, they know. Is a preseason second-team conference selection, averaging 23 points a game, 8 of them. He's been over the 20-point mark, 2 of which has eclipsed the 30-point mark. He can score in bunches, and it's important for him to do so here tonight on the road against the Falcons.
We are set for tip-off here inside the Stroh Center on Bill Frack Court. It'll be Kirill Martinoff to jump it up with Bowling Green's Rashawn Agee, and the Falcons win the opening tip. Bowling Green 6-1 at home this season. The Falcons putting their 7-game win streak on the line to start Mid-American Conference play. While Eastern Michigan 2-3 on the road. They won their final 2 games of non-conference play. As the Falcons come up empty on their first possession, here comes Julius Ellerby. And Ellerby full speed gets in the paint, floats it up, count the bucket and the foul. As we walk you through the starters, first for Bowling Green, Marcus Hill, Trey Thomas, Deshaun Phillip, Jason Spurgeon, and Rashawn Agee. Starting 5 for the Eagles. As you saw, Tyson Acuff, Julius Ellerby, the man at the line, Kirill Martinoff, Yusuf Jihad, another one of the key guys when it comes to offense for this Eagles team, and Orlando Lovejoy. He has been one of the offensive leaders over the last 3 games. Here comes Trey Thomas with the basketball. He'll float it up and in, nothing but nylon for Trey Thomas, the transfer from Vanderbilt, averaging 12.5 a game.
Yeah, did a good job there, rejected the screen. Was able to get the floater to go.
Eastern Michigan averaging 67 points a game. Like Bowling Green, they are not a very strong outside shooting team. A lot of their success going to come in and around the paint. This is Lovejoy guarded by Hill. Acuff guarded by Thomas. Acuff's going to try and force his way to the basket, fading away. Bowling Green will live with that shot. Another chance for the Eagles on this possession is Ellerby on the follow, had it partially blocked. Minute gone by, here comes Agee. Bowling Green big men love to push the tempo and get to the rack just like that.
That's a great job by Agee. You said it, push tempo. And it's the old adage of basketball. Keep going until somebody stops you. Agee able to get all the way to the rim.
Agee top 5 in the MAC in field goal percentage, 61% for the second-year Falcon. Another offensive rebound for the Eagles, but again, they can't take advantage. And here comes Deshaun Phillip. Bowling Green has had several different starting lineups throughout non-conference play. Deshaun Phillip, one of those guys, inserted into the starting lineup tonight. Deshaun Humphrey's going to come off the bench. And Phillip did not play the final game of non-conference play, just got a little extra rest. He was a little bit banged up along with Humphrey. Bowling Green still with a couple of guys out, including DJ Smith, Sam Towns. Their timetable for a return to be determined in the traveling call against the Eagles. Well, as we got a chance now in Bowling Green basketball, how about you walk us through the keys first for the Falcons?
Well, for Bowling Green, I'm going to paint touches. You talked about coming into this ball game. They're only shooting 31% from the three-point line, so drive the ball into the paint, create for yourself or your teammates, or get kick out for open threes. There's a difference between good threes and bad threes. You want inside-out action, take those good threes, and also limit second chance opportunities. Bowling Green's number 1 in the conference in rebounding. You don't want to give Eastern Michigan second chance points here, opportunities on the road tonight.
Lovejoy, his bounce pass, picked up by Yusuf Jihad. He's got Spurgeon guarding him. Bowling Green begging for a traveling call. Eagles have about 13 seconds to work with on the shot clock. Acuff being chased by Thomas and tipped home. Bowling Green coaches thought that one was still on the cylinder, but it's going to count for Martinoff. Martinoff, the Georgia Tech transfer, just tied the game. Now the Eagles have a chance to take the lead. Lovejoy's runner good, and there are the keys for the Eagles. I'll tell you what, Rhett, both these teams not afraid of the runners so far.
Well, both teams are doing a good job pushing the action with the dribble, get the floaters to go. But for Eastern Michigan, complementary scoring. Acuff is the only guy in double figures coming into this ball game for Eastern Michigan, 23 points a game. And to win in this conference, you need 3 or 4 guys pushing double figures each and every night and limit turnovers. In their last ball game, which was a win against Northwood, they had 18 turnovers. That's way too many, especially when you get into Mid-American Conference action.
We'll show you how these two teams stack up overall with their season numbers when we get a moment, as that three well offline for Spurgeon. And the Falcons' original signal here was Bowling Green was going to keep it. The officials get together. Eastern Michigan basketball. First half so important for this Eastern Michigan team. They are just 1-5 this season when they go into half trailing. That one win when trailing came against Cleveland State. Lovejoy unable to turn the corner there.
We had a duck in there with Martinoff and missed him.
Acuff doubled. It's going to be a 3 for Ellerby. No. Tipped around. Thomas has it. Bowling Green has yet to hit from distance. Trey Thomas, left hand no good. Bowling Green gets another chance. It's going to be Hill rising at the rack. Tipped in with the left hand from Agee.
A good job by Agee. His defender left to challenge the shot at the rim. Did a good job and kept his feet moving, got in offensive rebound position, and came up with a big bucket.
Agee over the final 4 games of non-conference play. His numbers, 14 points, 11 rebounds. He had 3 consecutive double-doubles. Up ahead to Phillip. And Phillip can't score it. He can't believe that one didn't drop. Next whistle will take us to our first media timeout, as this one is tied at 6 apiece. Acuff 3, no good. Two teams that combined 0 of 6 beyond the arc. Agee's going right at Martinoff. Gets downhill, and Agee to the line when we come back. Almost 5 minutes into Mid-American Conference basketball, and we are tied here on ESPN. The 100th meeting all time between the Falcons and the Eagles, and Bowling Green has won the last 8 against Eastern Michigan.
Well, trying to make it 9 here at home, and you know, it's a long withstanding rivalry or matchup in the Mid-American Conference. These two teams, the 100th meeting. That makes this game even that much more special.
Think about this for Todd Simon, his first Mid-American Conference game as the head coach of the Bowling Green Falcons.
Well, everything gets amped up. It's not conference play. You know, you're experimenting. You're working on a lot of different things. But when you get in conference play, phase 2 of the season, everything gets amplified. The intensity level, the speed, and the execution level has to be on point if you're going to win in this conference, at home or on the road.
And Todd Simon with 10 newcomers, 9 transfers, one of 10 teams in the nation with double-digit newcomers. It's the first free throw good for Rashawn Agee. 55% on the line coming in.
And that's where a lot of patience has to come in with the coaching, especially a new coaching staff. That many new faces. You're trying to implement your base principles. You're implementing your style of play. And with that, you know, comes some moments of brilliance. And there's times where, you know, patience needs to be exuded by the coaching staff because things aren't as fluid as you would like them to be. And You know, and for coaches all across the country, you get a lot of that stuff. You get that stuff worked out in the non-conference, especially early part in conference season. You just hope to be playing your best basketball when it comes late February and when it counts the most in early March when you get the tournament play.
Acuff created the contact there against Jason Spurgeon. Bowling Green's second team foul, 5 minutes in. You know, one opportunity that the Eagles had in their final non-conference game against Northwood was they played without Acuff, and getting him a little bit more healthy coming into conference play, and also trying to help add to their confidence in their scoring depth as Acuff gets all the way to the basket to put the Eagles in front.
Well, the big-time blow-by, explosion right to the rim. Was able to beat the help defender coming across.
The second season for Acuff with Eastern Michigan after a couple of seasons at Duquesne. And Spurgeon, a lot of contact there from behind with Jalen Billingsley. Eastern Michigan's second team foul.
That's a tough matchup there for Billingsley. Just the sheer size and strength of Spurgeon. Spurgeon able to get to his spot. You get the call on his behalf.
And Bowling Green would like to get more post-up opportunities for Jason Spurgeon. Yes, he can extend the floor, but they want to see him backing guys down more like that and utilizing his size. Jason Spurgeon, one of 5 7-footers in the Mid-American Conference. Eastern Michigan, another good bucket. Still a one-possession game.
That was a big-time move there by legend Jeter. Good footwork inside, good patience inside to get that up and down.
Jeter, another second-year Eagle. Spent one season at Providence prior. Three from the right wing, too much on it. And Jeter able to save it all the way out top to Lovejoy. And Lovejoy sees a little space in the paint, gets it to drop. That hit just about every part of the cylinder. Second chance points for the Eagles.
Floor was spaced, and once he beat his initial defender, that was him just getting down the lane and creating for himself. He's played really well as of late. Over the course of the last 3 ball games, averaging 16 points a game. He can be that guy that aids Acuff on any given night.
He dealt with a right ankle injury. This is why he's only playing in his 7th game of the season. That's Orlando Lovejoy. Speaking of Lovejoy, he's going to bring it out there, not going to attack AG. Now goes baseline. AG doing a good job staying in front. And after all that, you're going to get a hand check call against AG.
You see here on the drill drive, AG right there. You got 2 hands, one on the hip and then one on the shoulder going by. It was quick. But anytime you put 2 hands on the ball handler, you affect the play. The outcome of the play, it's going to be called.
Lovejoy goes out. John McGriff, the Binghamton transfer, checks in. Prior to Binghamton, he spent a couple of seasons at St. John's. And so far, McGriff averaging 3.5 points a game off the bench. McGriff stands at 6 foot, 182 pounds. Catch and shoot for Acuff. Knocking it down. His 21st 3 of the season. Shoots it at 31%.
He's a 3-level scorer. You don't score 23 points a ball game and do it one way. You've seen him get to the rim off the dribble, that time knocking down the 3 ball from distance.
Falcons go back to the block with Spurgeon and a foul on the floor.
Well, you said it. I'd like to see more post-ups from Spurgeon on the inside. Kind of breaking tendencies a little bit there, utilizing that size advantage. He's picked up 2 fouls on Billingsley in the first half.
Connor Servin, the transfer from Illinois, has just checked in. Servin, 6'8", 205 pounds. Another guy that's trying to find his role into the lineup and earn his minutes for head coach Stan Heath. Servin started 3 of the first 4 games, but he's only averaging 6 minutes a game right now. Hill's pull up, knocked down. Marcus Hill gets Bowling Green within 6.
That's a big bucket there. Bowling Green was cold from the field over the last several possessions. Keeps him within arm's reach.
Acuff being chased by Phillip. Fade away, And Acuff's got 7 of 17 points for Eastern Michigan.
And he gets inside that 10-foot mark. The size and the elevation, takes over. Good soft touch and finish.
Hill denied. Good help defense there from Osoniak. And Jeter got deep position. Still trying to get around the size, though, of Spurgeon. Acuff. Nice find. Opposite look. And Arna Osoniak. 8.2 points a game, his 23rd three. He is one of the top shooters on this team from beyond the arc at 36%.
That was just classic offensive drive, draw, and dish to the open Osoniak, who's able to drill it. Bowling Green comes back the other way, pushing the basketball. See Acuff getting to the rim there.
Eastern Michigan outscoring Bowling Green 14-3 since the last media timeout. Here's how Bowling Green and Eastern Michigan stack up 12 games into the season. The Falcons #1 in the MAC, holding opponents to 65 points a game. They're also holding opponents to 40% field goal shooting. That is #1 in the MAC. But you're seeing Eastern Michigan so far, 20 points on the board, not quite to the midway point of this first half, and shooting 52%.
Yeah, and Eastern Michigan did a good job of pounding the ball in the paint inside the free throw line area, and it's forcing help defenders to collapse. And then you saw Acuff in the last possession on the drive. He's able to find an open Osoniak in the corner. He's able to drill the triple try. So Eastern Michigan's did a good job of pounding the ball in the paint, and that's creating shots from that painted area, but also some open looks, some inside-out action on the perimeter.
Humphrey right up on his man, Osoniak. Deshaun Humphrey does excellent perimeter defense. Legend Jeter has a size advantage. Going away from the basket, still gets it to drop. Legend Jeter establishing himself in the paint early.
He's done a good job. We saw the footwork earlier that time. He's taking it hard to the rim.
And a miscue there from Bowling Green. Looking for the backdoor cut while Spurgeon was looking for the handoff. Eagles basketball up by a dozen. For Eastern Michigan, they're coming in here, as we noted, 7-5 overall. But what should impress you most about the 7 wins so far is the fact that the growth they've had from a season ago. They didn't have 7 wins until February 21st last season. We're talking, 3-4 weeks before MAC tournament when they picked up their 7th win.
Yeah, their top 2 scorers, too. Because there were 2 of their top 3 scorers. They are no longer here. You got Acuff is back, and but Amani Bates went on to the NBA, and you got Farrakhan, who's now at West Virginia. And so, what that does is it provides opportunity, and for other guys to step up. And you've seen, Lovejoy, stepping up his game since he's been back in action. And you're just hoping to find some guys to get in double figures consistently. Whether it's Osoniak, whether it's Jihad. Because again, in this conference, you need 3-4 guys in double figures every night. If they can get that, it's going to take pressure off of Acuff. It's allow him to do his thing consistently, and then it's going to be a trickle down from there. And this team can really put the clamps on opposing defenses, because Acuff's a 3-level scorer. Lovejoy is excellent off of ball screens with the dribble. And then we've seen some post play as well inside here tonight, up to this point.
Bowling Green has started now 0 of 7 beyond the arc. From the corner, Deshaun Humphrey makes it 0 of 8. Long rebound tracked down by Spurgeon. Trey Thomas being guarded by Lovejoy. 2 guys that both started the season dealing with injuries. Both not 100%. Both will have big roles tonight. And Humphrey gets to the basket, just put his head down and got where he needed to be. Deshaun Humphrey, 8 points a game. Hanging and scoring. Yusuf Jihad with the bucket. And Bowling Green wants to talk things over.
It was a great read by Jihad, a 3-point A guy that's capable of knocking down the 3-15 coming into this one. A great read on the defense. They're flying at him. Don't have a good closeout. Shot fakes, it's all the way to the rim. Utilizes his size at the rim. And right now, Eastern Michigan, you see them offensively. They look, they're playing with pace, but also when it comes to taking the shot, patience. Right now, they're feeling it. They're feeling it from a variety of guys right now, collectively playing extremely well here in the opening 10 minutes of this ballgame.
Doing so against a Bowling Green team that closed out non-conference play with the best record of any team in the Mid-American Conference and their best non-conference record going into the holidays since the 2004-2005 season. But as you and I have talked about, and as both these teams will learn, Mid-American Conference play, whole new season.
Whole nother animal. And like I said, coming in, they're number one in the conference defensively field goal percentage. But right now they're giving up 57% shooting to the Eagles.
Phillip able to get down the lane. Gantz finish. Tipped around and saved into the hands of Agee. And the official, the stoppage in play there, did not give the explanation there of what the official saw, but Bowling Green's going to keep it. I think they actually just reset the shot clock. There's Thomas off the screen from Agee. One more pass to the corner. PJ Edwards, nowhere to go. Deep three, Trey Thomas. Eastern Michigan's going to continue to let Bowling Green shoot it from distance until the Falcons prove they can hit it. Bowling Green is 0 of 9. As Agee, we've seen this before, gets all the way coast to coast. He's got a chance at a three-point play. That's been Bowling Green's best play so far.
He's been outstanding. Pushing the ball in transition, and everybody's fanning out, assuming that the big fella is going to get a kick out. You see here, guard skills, spin, contact, up and down for an old-fashioned three-point opportunity. He's done that multiple times already in this first half with success.
Acuff gets some rest and comes back in still with his team having a double-digit lead. Rashawn Agee to the line, where Bowling Green is 2 of 4 so far. Rashawn Agee, a bit of a journeyman from New Mexico State to Casper College. Now second year with Bowling Green. He's had 5 games in double figures. Went over 1,000 career points last month. And Billingsley is going to check in. Out goes Martinoff. Looks like we're set and ready for the free throw. Bowling Green as a team, 68%. Rebounded by Lovejoy. Eastern Michigan out rebounding Bowling Green by 5. Falcons zone defense.
Trying to slow down that dribble penetration that's been extremely beneficial for Eastern Michigan up to this point.
See what the 2-3 can do. From the elbow, turning and seeing the space, the JUCO transfer Julius Ellerby hits.
Yeah, nice job flashing to that voided area behind the guards in front of the back line. Good flash by Ellerby from the weak side. He's able to knock down the 15-footer.
And Ellerby averages just over 4 points a game, but he's also the team leader in assists and rebounds. He's going to get a touch on just about every possession. Knocked out of bounds. Bowling Green will have it with 11 on the shot clock. You can see Eastern Michigan feeding off their offense at the defensive end. Edwards got the contact. No whistle, but still got the bucket. P.J. Edwards.
Nice job, Edwards. Able to get to his strong hand and beat the defender. And with the floor spaced as it was, nobody's able to help on the backside.
Central Florida transfer gets it back to a 12-point game. Billingsley underneath. And Agee trying to block it from behind will pick up the foul.
Nice job, high-low action there once again. Ellerby at the high post. They gotta play him honestly. Just knocked down a jump shot. Little high-low action inside. Eagles get to the foul line.
They call the foul against Deshaun Humphrey. Free throws for Eastern Michigan when we come back. Eastern Michigan 28, Bowling Green 16 with under 8 to play in this first half. And well, Stan Heath, he knows a thing or two about this Bowling Green program. It was about 20 years ago that he was an assistant for this Falcons team. Now in his third year as the head coach at Eastern Michigan. And here's one of the big differences between he and Todd Simon's teams. Todd Simon, 10 newcomers. Stan Heath, 10 guys coming back from a season ago. You noted Noah Farrakhan being gone and Amani Bates being gone. This should be more, I would think, for Stan Heath of a team game as opposed to guys trying to figure out where they're going to be successful when Amani Bates had the ball in his hands.
Exactly right. It's going to be more by committee, and that's what they're trying to figure out here in the non-conference early part of this season is where can we get guys the ball in spots where they can be successful. And we talked about the fact Acuff has had a great start to the season, 23 points a game. Lovejoy settled by injuries early. He's come back, played well. It's an average of 16 in his last 3. And then you got Jihad at 9 points a game. Osoniak, 8 points a game. Just try to get everybody to collectively, if they get on the same page at the same time. This is a team that can be really hard to guard because they got guys that can get down the lane with the dribble, collapse defenses. And we've seen like Osoniak specifically here tonight, Acuff, they can knock down threes from the perimeter as well.
Want to note, too, the man you saw Stan Heath standing next to a moment ago, assistant coach for Eastern Michigan now, Lamonte Stone. He was an assistant coach here at Bowling Green during the Lewis Orr era. In fact, Lamonte Stone's son played some high school basketball here in Bowling Green. Turnaround good for Marcus Hill. That's his second bucket.
A good job getting into the paint there where he utilized his upper body strength to elevate and finish with the mid-range.
Another stop here for Bowling Green. They could have a chance to get this down to a single-digit deficit. Acuff's going to let it fly. Just grazes the front of the iron. Humphrey trying to attack Lovejoy. It's out to Thomas. Now Marcus Hill one-on-one. Hill looking to get inside. Nice job. Good patience.
Yeah, you got probed with the dribble. Initial show, little hedge on the screen, and as that defender recovers, he's able to explode into the gap and find an opening and create the finish.
Ellerby, no good. Bowling Green gets another stop. And as Spurgeon was running down the floor, he ran into Ellerby. An offensive foul, Spurgeon's second.
And it's unfortunate that it is his second foul, but if you're Coach Simon, you love the aggressiveness, your big guy rim running and trying to seal, get his work done early and seal inside. A little bit too much contact, though, and he gets called for it, but you like the effort level of being physical in the interior.
They're going to leave Spurgeon in the ballgame, at least for now.
It helps them playing zone. They can protect him a little bit on the inside and still be able to hopefully have his size be an advantage for him.
And at the offensive end, they've tried to operate through Spurgeon on that low block. They don't want to take that away. You have AG also on the bench right now. And Bowling Green able to poke it free. It's a 2-on-1. Thomas to Hill. Hill is denied by Acuff. Acuff now on the open floor. Up ahead, Osoniak. 3 is good. That's his second. Eastern Michigan turns defense into quick offense.
That's 5-point turnaround, what looks like a point-blank layup. Great defensive play by Acuff. Then the ability to find Osoniak running the floor on the weak side.
Eastern Michigan's got 3 threes on 7 attempts. And foul at the other end. This one looks like it's going against Jihad.
See Acuff right there at the apex. Getting the block shot. They were off in transition the other way.
Todd Simon's going to bring back Deshaun Phillip, transfer from Maryland Eastern Shore. There's P.J. Edwards. 7 of 12 at the free throw line coming in. His final game of non-conference play did have a season-high 12 points against Siena Heights. And one more for Edwards. Played in 19 games last season for Central Florida. He goes 2 of 2 at the line. Ten-point ball game, under 6 to play first half. Eastern Michigan still shooting about 50% from the field. And Lovejoy found some space, couldn't get it to go. Good job on the run out there by Hill. Pull-up game though, knockdown for Osoniak.
He's got 8 already in this ball game, coming off the bench for Coach Stan Heath. Bench production, big for them here in the latter part of the first half.
And that's right on his season average. Trey Thomas gets an open look and cashes in. It's one of the guys that Eastern Michigan knows they cannot leave open. He shoots it at 40%. That was his 18th three and the first for the Falcons tonight.
And 4 times in the last 6 ball games, he's hit multiple threes. You're right. That's one guy you cannot let go because he can score it and score it often from distance.
He was second on the team in threes last season when playing for the Commodores down there in Tennessee. BJ Edwards, he and Spurgeon both went after that rebound. Here come the Falcons. Chance to cut into this deficit a little more. Able to float that ball into Spurgeon. Nice catch as he was jammed between 2 defenders.
Yeah, good strong hands. The step through and finish for Spurgeon and the Falcons. Get back within 7.
4:29 left in this first half. Bowling Green now up to 40% shooting. Starting to find the range, starting to score from everywhere. Well, Bowling Green has trailed by double figures for a good stretch of this first half, but the Falcons just knocking down their first 3 comes off the hands of Trey Thomas. And then the Falcons doing what they do best, getting out and running, trying to find some quick buckets. And Spurgeon on the floor was rewarded.
Absolutely. You got to reward the big fella for running the floor. Did a good job going up, catching the ball, 2 hands in traffic, and be able to finish. But you go back to that 3. They're 1 for 10 right now from the arc. That's a good 3. Based on dribble penetration, that's inside-out basketball. And it allows Trey Thomas just to step into it with a pure stroke and knock it down.
This is Jeter. Ball knocked away by Spurgeon. Acuff fading away from that left elbow. Not much you can do about that. He's got 9.
No, that's why he's a 23-point-a-game scorer, is because you have an extended hand in your face. You're still able to knock it down.
His season high is 31. He's done that twice, Cleveland State and North Dakota. Marcus Hill hangs. Marcus Hill just so good with how he utilizes his body and his strength.
Well, Eastern Michigan, obviously your goal is to keep him an east-west driver, side to side, and not let him turn the corner. When he gets north and south, as you saw there, that upper body strength is loud. It allows him to ward off contact and still get a legitimate shot up at the rim. But then you get to the free throw line, you got to cash in.
He's going to be one of the more physical guards in the Mid-American Conference. 79% free throw shooter. And goes 0 for 2. Eagles can get this back up to a double-digit lead with less than 4 minutes to play in the first half. Eastern Michigan continuing to work against the zone. Jeter being given that space. And he makes Bowling Green pay for it right there. But still, if you're Bowling Green defensively, you're going to still make him make that shot.
You're exactly right. And what that zone has done, not that they've held Eastern Michigan scoreless, it's slowed the tempo down offensively. It's gotten them late in shot clocks. But to Eastern Michigan's credit, they're able to knock down some really tough shots.
Marcus Hill had 2 defenders there. Holding his own there was Lovejoy. He was not going to let Hill back him down.
Right in front of the Eastern Michigan bench, those guys love it. They're engaged in the game. You see here, tip the ball away. Both guys getting after it. You love to see it. And the Eagles get the basketball back.
Back into the hands of Acuff. He's got a three, and that's a good look. Couldn't knock it down. Tipped into the hands of Edwards. Pardon me, Phillip bringing it up the floor. Now this is P.J. Edwards, one-on-one. Eagles doing a good job keeping Bowling Green out of the paint. Phillip. Three, that was halfway down. Acuff will lob it, and the bucket plus the foul. In the air is where the contact came, and Connor Servin still got it to go home.
What a great play. First, the touch pass by Acuff. See here in Servin, they'd be able to go up, get it, absorb contact on the hand, still able to get it up and down. Pretty impressive athletic play by Connor Servin. Get rewarded for running the floor from his teammate Acuff.
Just 2 out of 6 at the free throw line for Connor Servin. And can't complete the three-point play. Eastern Michigan by a baker's dozen. See if Bowling Green can get this back to single digits before half. And Eastern Michigan with their 10th team foul. Bowling Green now in the double bonus with 2:15 left.
This is where you got to cash in if you're BG. Clock stop, you're behind, the ability to decrease the deficit from the free throw line. It's pivotal to build some positive momentum towards the half.
Deshaun Phillips started all 58 games the last 2 seasons at Maryland Eastern Shore. Was known for his defense, top 10 in the MEAC in steals and in blocks. Had one of his best defensive performances when Bowling Green took on UMKC for the Falcons. That game ended with a 79-69 win. Great job by AG to get underneath, get position, and tip it in.
He was able to bury the Eastern Michigan player under the rim to where he could ward him off, and then he go up and could tip the ball in there.
AG's got 9 points this first half, and he's just a few rebounds shy of a double-double.
That's not the shot you want if you're Coach Stan Heath. A one-pass, no-pass shot.
Thomas hangs, his pass tipped. They get to Edwards. Bowling Green now 1 of 12 from the arc. They continue to keep Jeter right around that free throw line. His touch pass over to Ellerby. Servin. Oh, nice slip. Jeter couldn't put it in, and we get a blocking foul. Jeter frustrated he didn't finish it, but Eastern Michigan still, it's a chance here at the line.
A little two-man game, though, on the inside, though. Servin working the baseline, and as the defenders turn their back, they have to focus on Servin. See Jeter slides right down the lane line, able to get contact. So important, moving without the basketball. Player movement can really aid your offensive attack and finding the holes within that defense when eyes are locked in on the basketball. You keep moving from the weak side, you're going to find yourself with some scoring opportunities at point-blank range.
Bad news for Bowling Green. One of their best offensive threats, Rashawn Agee, 9 points, 7 rebounds, now has 3 personal fouls. We'll see if he comes out maybe to start that second half, kind of play with it a little bit, see what kind of minutes they can get out of him. Or maybe Bowling Green goes a little smaller to start the second half.
It's easier to say that possibly could happen if they stay in the zone. But if they go back man-to-man, you probably will see him on the bench for a few minutes here and see how the game materializes.
Jeter tried to get it back to Jihad. And we're going to get a tie-up. Jihad and Phillip on the floor.
I think we might get a foul. See if it's the referee is pointing to Lovejoy. And that's exactly what they're going to get. Lovejoy on a push. Let's see here. Lovejoy comes in 55 right there. It comes over the top. And that's what they're going to get as the foul.
Yeah, went right into the head. Watch the shin hit the side of the face there of Phillip on the floor.
For those, if you're a Bowling Green fan, you're like, absolutely, it's a foul. If you're an Eastern Michigan fan, you don't like it. There's two guys getting on the floor after a loose ball, but I think the knee on the side of the head is what prompted the call, from the officials.
The officials let him play there for a little bit. A lot of times you're going to get that jump ball call a lot quicker. Deshaun Phillip, limited free throws on the season, just 1 out of 2 coming in here. Converts on the first. And Bowling Green has doubled up the free throw attempts on Eastern Michigan, but they got to make them count. Just 6 out of 12. Phillip looking to make it a 10-point game with under a minute left in the first half. Comes up short on the second, and Phillip chases it into the Eastern Michigan bench. And we get contact between Spurgeon and Ellerby, and neither player getting up very quickly.
See, both guys are okay there.
Watch it here. Phillip goes chasing after the loose basketball. And Spurgeon got caught underneath Ellerby.
As he dove for the loose ball on the floor there, he got into the legs of Ellerby and took him off his feet.
Now you get Spurgeon and Agee with 3 personal fouls in the first half. And Ellerby going to go out. They're going to check on him because he was reaching at his hand and his wrist, an area that might have got caught when he fell.
His wrist is taped up, so that's something obviously that's been bothering him. And what it does is that's who the foul is committed against. It allows Eastern Michigan to put a different free throw shooter, into the game at the line. I believe it looks like perhaps it's Acuff.
It's going to be Lovejoy.
Lovejoy, okay.
Well, you go from 63% on this season, Ellerby, to Lovejoy at 57%. Eastern Michigan so far 3 out of 6 as a team. 3 out of 7. Couldn't hit the front end of the 1-and-1. Bowling Green might look for a 2-for-1 opportunity here. It's going to be Humphrey, and he knocks down the 3. Just Bowling Green's second triple. It's an 8-point ball game.
The defender went behind the screen. Humphrey read it and just rose and fired. It's a big bucket here to get this back within single digits.
Humphrey is 39% on the season. Jihad tied up by Hill. Brought the ball right into Hill's kitchen. Jump ball, possession arrow to Bowling Green.
This will be big here. Bowling Green can cash in on the last possession here to get this back to a 2-possession ball game. See Jihad there on the dribble drive, but right in front of Marcus Hill, like you mentioned. They will get the tie up, more importantly, the travel call against Eastern Michigan.
Based on what you've seen in this first half, Rhett, 22 seconds remaining in the half. What do you look for here on Bowling Green's possession?
Well, you got to keep the ball in Marcus Hill's hands and let him dribble, penetrate, and create with that upper body strength inside the painted area for himself or for a teammate, depending how the defense reacts.
It's all guards out there for Bowling Green. Spurgeon and Agee both on the bench in foul trouble. Down to 5 seconds. Trying to go off the glass. Servin's got it. He's going to launch from 3/4 court. Nearly banked it in. Eastern Michigan on the road will go to the locker room with an 8-point lead. The Falcons fighting back late in the half. Got the and one there for Jason Spurgeon. Jeter's done his part, leading the Eagles in scoring with 10 first half points. And Rashawn Agee working on another double-double. He's got 3 on the season. Acuff giving it up to serving for an and one. Eastern Michigan 42, Bowling Green 34 at the break. Halftime here inside the Stroh Center, the Mid-American Conference opener. Bowling Green at home trailing Eastern Michigan 42-34. Eastern Michigan has led by as many as 14 in the first half. With the Eagles up by 8, we'll take you through some of the first half highlights. Eastern Michigan came out attack mode and getting some high percentage looks, while Bowling Green had to lean on AG for a little while before the offense could get going.
Yeah, AG did a good job of pushing the basketball in transition, got a couple of buckets that way, but you said Eastern Michigan did a great job off the dribble, getting into the paint and creating some opportunities from close range, and to get some kickouts for some spot-up threes off that inside-out action, off the dribble penetration. I thought with Bowling Green late in the half, when they went to the zone, it didn't stop Eastern Michigan from scoring, but it slowed them down and disrupted rhythm, which gave them an opportunity to kind of get their legs underneath them on the offensive end on the other side of the floor to create this single-digit deficit, which was once double figures for the Eagles in the opening half.
Sean Agee letting them know about it with that and one.
And he was big, 9 points, that 6 of them came in transition, pushing the basketball. The problem is he's got 3 fouls, right now. So we'll see what Coach Todd Simon does here, down 8. Do you stay in the zone and you can maybe hide him a little bit, or do you start him on the bench, absorb some minutes, try to keep this game within reach, and try to buy some time, with him on the bench, and we'll see how it all transpires here. But he's a big part of the offense and defensive cog for Bowling Green.
We'll walk you through the first half numbers after this break. Welcome back to Bowling Green, where it is still winter break for the students on campus. But we're getting Mid-American Conference play going tonight with Bowling Green and Eastern Michigan here at the Stroh Center. Your first half numbers: Eastern Michigan on the road shooting 51% from the field. Bowling Green improved their shooting percentage as the first half went along. And a good stat for Eastern Michigan, knowing how good Bowling Green is on the glass, especially attacking the offensive glass. Eagles +6 rebounding. Both teams have struggled a bit from the free throw line, and Bowling Green started 0 of 9 from 3, finishing 2 of 13 in that first 20 minutes. Eastern Michigan 3 out of 8, and the Eagles haven't had to rely too often on their production from beyond the arc, which is another good sign for Eastern Michigan on the road. And both coaches got to be pretty satisfied with the limited turnovers. Both teams have been pretty good in that department throughout non-conference play. Well, individually, you've got Legend Jeter, 10 points to lead Eastern Michigan. That's almost double his season average. Tyson Acuff, the team leader, coming in at 23 points a game. He's got 9. And then 8 points for Arna Osenik. Osenik with a couple of threes in that first half. And on the Bowling Green side, Rashawn Agee, he's got 9 to go along with 7 rebounds. For the man we talked about coming in, Marcus Hill, 6 points. He started to find his way as that half went along, get more and more buckets. He's got to stay aggressive in the second half.
Stay aggressive off the dribble. Get inside that 15-foot mark and utilize that strength of yours to create for yourself, but also for your teammates. I think, too, not just him, but Trey Thomas and Jason Spurgeon, those 3 players average 43 points a game between them. They're at 13 right now. So I think all 3 of them need to continue to stay aggressive on the offensive end. All
right, those are your first half numbers. When we come back, we'll break down the Mid-American Conference preseason poll, where the standings are at right now, and the out-of-town scoreboard. Taking a look at the MAC when we come back. Now the Falcons and the Eagles have returned to the floor, loosening up for the start of this second half. Brad Woznicki back with Rhett Boyd here inside the Stroh Center. Eastern Michigan leading Bowling Green by 8 after 20 minutes of play. And we know we're excited for Mid-American Conference play. Everyone's got to be excited from action. We'll tell you why. You're going to go through Mid-American Conference play, take your pick on who's going to win the Mid-American Conference. Yes, Akron is the favorite. Kent State picked right behind them. Those two know a thing or two about getting that MAC tournament title game too. Toledo and Ohio going to have their say as to how the Mid-American Conference plays out. Northern Illinois, an improved team, and Bowling Green picked right into the middle of the pack. And like we said for the Falcons and the Eagles coming into the season, looking to exceed expectations. You see the expectations. Now let's take you through to where these teams are at through 12 games of the season with your Mid-American Conference standings. And at the top, Bowling Green, a record of 9-3, the best of any team in the Mid-American Conference. But you go 2 through 10, and it's basically a logjam.
I think that's how this conference is going to be. I think each and every night, and this is very cliche, but it's also very true, is you're going to have your A game at home and on the road if you're going to get a win in this conference. But I think I think there's great parity throughout this conference. Even Akron and Kent, who are picked in the top 2, you got to play extremely well. I think a lot of teams, they test themselves in the non-conference with some great mid-major matchups, some playing some Power Fives as well. So some of those records, might be skewed a little bit based on their strength of schedule. But nonetheless, this is going to be a blast over the course of the next 4 months.
How about your Mid-American Conference scoreboard here on opening night? Said Buffalo just 1-11 coming into tonight. Well, the Bulls on the road up in Mount Pleasant, doubling up the Chippewas, 36-18. Buffalo has outshot Central Michigan 51% to 22%. Kent State at home, always so tough, even in a battle against the Ball State team that's going to have a big say in how the MAC plays out. Toledo down at the Convocation Center there in Athens. For Toledo, their starting 5, such a big part of their success. The Rockets starting 5 has scored 37 of their 38 points.
Yeah, and that's a team that lost 52 points out of their starting lineup from a season ago, and now your 4th and 5th option, Raheem Moss, Dante Maddox, down to the number 1 and 2 option. And Tyler Cochran's back from injury. So they got some veteran experience, but they also got a lot of youth as well. So we'll see how they continue to progress and grow. And Western Michigan, it's been a struggle. 3-9 coming into the ball game, but down in Millett Hall in Oxford, got a lead at the half. You got to love it.
That matchup down in Millett Hall, both teams shooting 50% or better in the first half. Not easy to do in that arena.
No. Bowling Green comes back out in the second half. It stays in that 2-3 zone. Rashawn Agee starting the half on the bench.
Spurgeon is out there. Those were the 2 Falcons with 3 personal fouls. And Ellerby, good to see him on the floor after that collision with Spurgeon. And flexed out that right wrist a little bit. He looks like he's good to go right there.
Started the game with a bucket. Starts the second half of the one as well.
How about this? 6 points, 6 rebounds for number 6, Julius Ellerby.
He's getting it done in multiple ways to help his ball club here on the road, playing well.
Open 3 from Marcus Hill. Give him 9 points and Bowling Green's third 3.
Comes to the game only shooting 25% from distance. Be able to knock down his 10th made triple of the season. Get back within 7.
Well, Marcus Hill was 0 of 8 combined over the last 2 games from 3. Underneath, left alone and throwing it down with 2 hands. Martinoff, the Georgia Tech transfer.
Again, you flash to the high post. You got some high-low action there to get an easy bucket.
Eastern Michigan had a good look at given to Bowling Green there at the other end. On the rebound, Jihad stepped out.
You see Ellerby on the flash. You get the dump down inside to Martinoff. That's what you do. One-on-one inside, go up with authority, and finish with the hammer.
Martinoff is a guy who's now started the last 6 games. And that was one-on-one there. Ball came away on the hands from Lovejoy, knocking it free, and Bowling Green gets a takeaway. Hill, the show and go.
Humphrey with the quick hands on the defensive end. Allow BG to get out in transition. BG coming out with a lot of aggressiveness early here in the second.
Only twice this season has Marcus Hill been held to single digits. He now has 11. Ellerby giving it up to Martinoff. Five on the shot clock. Acuff. Off the mark. Nice one-handed rebound there by Humphrey. And then Ellerby thought he could sneak in there and knock that ball away from Hill.
That was a good job by Spurgeon in the back line in the middle of that zone to come up and challenge that jump shot by Acuff. See, Humphrey stays in the ballgame. I thought he was going to the bench. He's down there in that far corner.
Spurgeon trying to get it in the hands of Hill. Hill able to shake free, gets baseline. And it rolls off, rebounded by Martinoff. Everything but the finish there for Hill. Ellerby put it on the deck. Can't get it to drop. Bowling Green can make this a two-possession game. Trey Thomas from the corner. Yes, sir! Trey Thomas, second three. Bowling Green within 4.
Good inside-out action in semi-transition. You drive the ball, you hold the defender, find your open man in the corner. You dial it up.
Acuff's going to try and answer. It rims out. Hill. Off the fake, turns and scores. 2-point game. Marcus Hill, 7 quick points in this second half.
Bowling Green did a good job pushing the basketball like they did early in the first half, getting into the paint. That's where Marcus Hill makes a living, using that upper body strength in between the blocks and getting the finish.
Eastern Michigan trying to hold on to the lead. Lovejoy's runner, no good. Humphrey leaps for the rebound, pulls it in again with one hand. Hill tried the crossover, ball knocked away. Ellerby went after it. Hill's going to try a three. That's off the mark. Martinoff, another rebound.
It's more or less of a heat check there. Not a good shot, no pass on the possession, but he's been in rhythm.
And lost by Acuff out of bounds. Bowling Green will have it with another chance to tie or take the lead after this media timeout. We got a ball game now, folks. Bowling Green down just 2. Bowling Green getting out and running. Marcus Hill leading the charge.
A good job pushing the basketball in transition here. That time, hold the defender in the middle of the lane and able to find his teammate Trey Thomas, in the corner. And then that's what he's done all season long, finishing in the paint against size. Marcus Hill leading this Bowling Green basketball team, as he's done all season up to this point, closing that 8-point deficit at the half, down to just 2. Here in the first 4.5 minutes of the second half.
And let's give you a reminder of where Marcus Hill ranks in the Mid-American Conference in points per game. He is number 2, right behind Tyson Acuff, who had 9 points in the first half, but is yet to score in this second half. It's 1 versus 2 here tonight, and we'll see how it plays out in the end.
Yeah, we talked about, Hill at halftime, so we need to continue to be aggressive. Only had 6 points at 13 already in the first 4.5 minutes of the second half, so he's listening to you, Brad Woznicki. Needs to continue.
He has been a welcomed addition to this Bowling Green program. Trey Thomas, guarded by Acuff. Under 10 for Hill. He's going to pull up. Can't tie it up. Rebounded by Jeter. Jeter's got 10 points and 4 boards.
If you're Eastern Michigan, you just want more, better ball movement, player movement against this zone. Give Acuff a lot of credit there, hitting that 15-foot jump shot with an extended hand in his face.
Becomes the second Eagle to reach double figures. He and Jeter have combined for 21. You've also got Osiniak with 8. Thomas, no.
Eastern Michigan caught a break there. They had miscommunication there on the back screen.
You have
Freed
to
up
be,
Thomas.
You have to be able to string some stops together when shots aren't falling too. That's what Bowling Green's got to do here, so they don't allow Eastern Michigan to build back up what was a 14-point lead at one time in the first half. Lovejoy's pull up. Rebound ripped down by Phillip, who had Trey Thomas open in the corner. Said it's Hill on the drive. And Marcus Hill to the line to look to add to his team-high 13 points.
Yeah, Marcus Hill again doing a great job getting north and south with the dribble. You can see that upper body strength put together between the shoulders, and when he elevates, he can absorb contact, keep his balance. You see here, and he's got a legitimate chance of finishing plays at the rim. Didn't get that one to go, but it got him to the free throw line.
Third team All-American last season at Southern Union State. Converts on the first. Bowling Green now 50% at the line, 7 out of 14. He knocked down a few more free throws in that first half. Bowling Green right now could have the lead.
Yeah, both teams are under 50% from the free throw line in the opening half, and obviously that's an area obviously needs to improve for both clubs if they're going to come away with a victory here. You know, I'm sure Coach Simon talked about it for Bowling Green at the half. Said, guys, look, we're 1 for 10 from the arc. You know, but when we've got the ball in the painted area, good things have happened. Let's continue to push with the dribble, get north and south, and put stress on this Eastern Michigan defense. They've done that here so far in the first 5 minutes.
I want to see how long Lovejoy is on the bench. Remember, that's a guy who was averaging 16 points a game over the last 3. He's only scored 4 tonight. McGriff. Rebounded by Humphrey. Bowling Green, another one and done.
Yeah, you'll take that if you're Bowling Green. A contested jump shot from 15 feet.
And Humphrey, there was contact, but he was looking to pass. Up ahead to Acuff. Tries the Euro step. You can count the bucket and the foul. Just a little contact there from Phillip was enough to get the whistle.
Well, that's savvy and crafty play by Acuff. The Euro step to get into the body of the defender who's trying to get out of the way. Nonetheless, you can't see it there, but there's contact. He gets to go up and finish and get to the line. Big swing there because Coach Todd Simon wanted a foul on the other end. Could have led the free throws, and instead, Acuff finishes with a 3-point play for Eastern Michigan.
And he's up to 14. 6 minutes gone by in this second half. Bowling Green down 5. Trailed by 8 at the break.
How about this matchup? Hill with Acuff on him.
And it's going to be Hill getting free for a 3 off the switch. Long rebound, gets it back, and could not get it to roll over the iron. McGriff leaves it for Acuff. And Acuff goes right to work, couldn't hit. Humphrey, another rebound. He's been all over the glass. Backdoor, Spurgeon to Hill, the reverse, that was pretty.
Yeah, that's a great job there. It's a good read. That play's designed for a handoff, but the defender jumped the passing lane, put their foot in the ground, get back door, able to catch and finish with an acrobatic lay-in.
You love when your big men can pass like that. That ball was right where it needed to be from Spurgeon. Spurgeon trying to stop Jeter and trying to give it up there. It was last touched by Bowling Green, and Rashawn Agee's going to come back. His first action of the second half after 3 personal fouls in the first.
Eastern Michigan's it's had moments of brilliance with that high-low action against the zone, but right there, they're trying to thread the needle. It's too congested, and you're trying to thread a needle on the bounce pass inside against 2 defenders, and everything's just too jammed up. Need better spacing.
Jalen Billingsley back out there for Eastern Michigan after 5.5 minutes in the first half. Hill to the corner for Thomas. It got tipped, still found its way to Thomas for 3, no good. Marcus Hill gets another long rebound. And trying to tie him up, it's called as a reach-in. Eastern Michigan's 3rd team foul. Back comes Lovejoy. That was not a long rest.
See here, Hill did a good job of scoring the basketball. That time gets on the offensive glass and saves the possession for his basketball team. Here's Agee coming up that Falcon bench. He's going to draw the foul.
And one reason you're bringing back Lovejoy rather quickly, too, not only for what he provides offensively, But you see 2 offensive rebounds where Hill went right over top of McGriff. Agee trying to go to work against Billingsley. Well defended there. Hill got underneath. Pretty good defense there from Lovejoy. The foul's going to go against Billingsley.
See the replay there. I think Billingsley maybe got caught with his hands in the cookie jar here on the baseline. You see right there. Thought he had all ball. The referee felt he had too much forearm. And it's going to put Hill back to the free throw line.
And it was the right call. That's number 3 on Billingsley.
Here's a shot chart right now for Marcus Hill in the second half. It's littered inside that orange.
Too strong on the first free throw. Back comes Legend Jeter.
Eastern Michigan is going to have to try to find a way to, again, make him an east-west driver and make him play in a crowd and give the ball up and force somebody else to beat him. Because right now that young man's come out with 11 points already here in the second half for a game high 17.
Hill does get the second to go down. Bowling Green down 2. Acuff got a little space. Too much on the 3. Here comes Hill. Spins off his man. And a foul.
Tell you what, he is crafty in the sense that on any kind of spin that takes him away from the rim, the defense tries to close out the airspace, and he does a good job getting in the body. You see here, gets into the body. Thank you very much. I'm going to go back to the free throw line. What a half for Marcus Hill to this point.
Well, we wondered coming into this ball game where the support was going to come from for Tyson Acuff. He's number 5 in the nation in scoring at 23 points a game, number 1 in the Mid-American Conference, and that support has been there. Legend Jeter, one of those guys in double figures.
Yeah, Legend Jeter in double figures, and Soniak as well has provided offense off the bench. He's at or near double figures, at this point as well, and that's what this team needs to continue to develop is those complementary guys around Acuff because. Hey, look, let's face it, scouting reports have him number 1, 1A, 1B, Acuff. You got to stop him. So he's going to get a lot of attention. Other guys have to step up around him. And tonight, for Eastern Michigan, it's been Jeter and Soniak.
Those two have combined for 18 points.
Now for Bowling Green, the guy at the foul line right now, Marcus Hill, has made it a point of emphasis to get downhill, north-south to the rim. He's got buckets in the second half. He's got the free throw line as well. It just puts a lot of stress on the opposing defense. And one thing it's done is it's forced Eastern Michigan to some big-time foul trouble. Bowling Green is in the bonus from here on out. So let's see if they can take advantage of the free throw line, which was not kind to them in the opening half.
Marcus Hill, for the 6th time this season, has hit the 20-point mark. He's got 14 of his 20 in the first 8 minutes of the second half. All even at 51. Eastern Michigan trying to take the lead back. 3 rims out, and Jeter was held up trying to tip out that rebound.
One thing for Eastern Michigan against that Bowling Green zone, they've primarily been held to perimeter jump shots, and Bowling Green's done an admirable job of rebounding out of that zone and limiting them to one shot and one shot only. So they're going to have to start knocking down some of those shots or go back to their high-low game inside against that zone and try to get some paint points as well.
Bowling Green was also out-rebounded by 6 in the first half. Rebound game now all even at 32 apiece. Acuff puts Eastern Michigan back in front, 17 points for the ball game.
That's just a big-time shot by a big-time scorer, Tyson Acuff.
Bowling Green doesn't need to answer here. That was a long 2, by the way, for Acuff. AG, nice strong move going right at Jeter.
Great read, too, because Eastern Michigan was going to bring the double from the opposite wing. He saw it, spun back to the baseline, was able to beat his defender to the rim.
2 leading scorers going at it. Ellerby going to attack AG. That was not an easy finish. That was a bit off balance. Ellerby's got 8.
Tough finish, but great decision to attack AG, who's got those 3 fouls.
Hill tried to no-look bounce pass underneath the AG, and as AG was trying to pick it up, he had a foot on the baseline. Spurgeon in, Phillip out. So Bowling Green's got both bigs back on the floor. Good news, too, for Bowling Green with AG and Spurgeon out there. Both have played. We're 10 minutes into the second half, and neither one has picked up their 4th personal.
Both on the floor, too. That gives them extra length in the bottom of that zone that can cover the corners.
Lovejoy's runner. Eagles by 4.
Good job by Lovejoy getting back into that 15-foot mark. You got the 12-footer to go.
See if he can help carry the scoring load down the stretch. Lob into AG. Coming over Ellerby, and AG stays with it for the and one.
Tell you what, you love the patience by AG on the inside. Went up and got it with 2 hands. He didn't rush his shot. Used a power dribble to get his legs underneath him. Right there, and then explodes to the rim. Going through contact. I see you, big fella. Flexing. Strength. And one.
For Rhett Boy, that's a mirror image. Now AG at the line. Free throw good. Bowling Green down 1 midway through this second half. Bowling Green still getting to the free throw line a lot more often than Eastern Michigan. 20 attempts compared to 8 for the Eagles.
Well, that's where they've attacked. Good job here. Nice job, Elder. Nice
Spurgeon
job,
got a piece of it. Here comes Hill. Bowling Green's got numbers. Hill all the way to the rack. Almost had a chance at a 3-point play. Instead, it's Marcus Hill going back to a familiar place.
Yep, the free throw line area. That's what we said. It's because where they've attacked. They've attacked that paint here in the second half, where Eastern Michigan, outside of their last bucket, is predominantly perimeter oriented. But Spurgeon, you talked about the ability, came across here, got a block. Last year, he was second in the WAC conference with 63 blocks on the season. So he's got the ability to move and cover ground on the backside. Just like you saw there in the last possession.
He's top 10 in the MAC in blocks entering tonight. Bowling Green leads. Falcon faithful making a little noise. Bowling Green has erased an 8-point halftime deficit. Remember, Bowling Green trailed by as many as 14 in the first half. Lovejoy turns, tough finish off glass.
Tough finish. But a well-needed bucket by Eastern Michigan.
3 no good for Hill. Here comes Lovejoy the other way. Acuff right to the rim, he's hit. And Acuff will shoot 2.
Long shot, long rebound, allowed Eastern Michigan to push the ball in transition. Acuff full head of steam. Taking it hard to the rim, paying for it, but getting back to the free throw line. You sense the 2 guys, Hill and Acuff, are recognizing the fact, hey, we're the final 9 minutes. We're the leaders of these clubs on their respective offensive ends. Let's turn it up a notch.
When you're trying to make a statement, too, coming in here, you're saying, yeah, you 23 points a game. Marcus Hill, 19 points a game. We're going to be able to do the same thing in MAC play that we did in non-conference.
It's so important to get off to a good start in MAC play as well. Not that you have to be 1-0 or 2-0, but it sure does help. In terms of confidence, because this conference is a grind. You're going to have your ups and your downs, but you like to play with a cushion a little bit. And getting off to a good start will help you with that.
Good find over to Humphrey. Clean look, and he buried it. Dejan Humphrey, 8 points.
Yeah, his second made triple of the evening. No hesitation, rise and fire.
Bowling Green's got 4 of their 6 threes in the second half. Lovejoy, nice touch.
Done a good job penetrating the zone with that dribble and getting that floater to go.
Just like that, he's in double figures.
That's a tough shot. If you're Bowling Green, you just tip your hat to him because you defended it pretty darn well. He just made a better shot.
Falcons working against the 1-3-1. Humphrey, who thought about it. Instead of bullet pass inside to Spurgeon, who got hit in the head.
Yeah, took a shot in the, I think I hit in the eye or not, but it was a good job sealing on the inside. He's going to have himself a layup to 2 feet.
Spurgeon, had it been 2 more seconds taken off the game clock, he would have had a chance to gather himself for a little bit longer with a media timeout. Instead, he's got to step to the line right now.
69% from the line coming into the ball game.
Bowling Green as a team, 14 out of 22. P.J. Edwards in for Dejan Humphrey. Humphrey's going to get a nice hand as he goes to the bench.
Well, they're 8 and 9 here. As struggles it was in the second half, they're 8 and 9 here in the second half from the free throw line. 8 of 10.
Missed the chance to tie it up there. Last touched by Bowling Green. See if the free throws come back to haunt Bowling Green. 9 misses tonight. Lovejoy finds Billingsley underneath. One more pass to Martinoff. What a stuff there from Spurgeon.
Yeah, that was pretty darn good ball movement by Eastern Michigan on the inside there. Looked like a easy 2, but Spurgeon, second big block in the last several minutes on the defensive end for Bowling Green.
This one worth another look as we go to break. Martinoff thought he had a bucket. Jason Spurgeon had other ideas. Well, Bowling Green, it was not a pretty first half from distance. The Falcons were 2 out of 13. Now you get Dejan Humphrey, Marcus Hill, and Trey Thomas each knocking down one in the second half. The three-point shooting has helped open things up for Bowling Green to get back in this ballgame.
It's helped them for sure, but I think if you talk to Coach Simons, where they made their greatest gains, they've been persistent in pounding the paint, with the dribble and getting to the free throw line. Talk about how poorly they shot, 6 of 13 in the opening half from the free throw line, 8 of 10 here in the second half. So that's a much better improvement. And that is what it does is it frees up for some easy looks. Look, there's good threes and bad threes. There's no pass, one pass shot contested. Those are bad threes. But when you pound the paint, the defense is going to stay home and collapse because they got to take away the dribble drive. That opens up open looks, inside out open looks from the arc. Those are good threes. And they've been able to step in and knock down a few of those here in the second half.
Acuff pull up. Banks it in. Acuff, 19 points now. Keeps Eastern Michigan in front. Trey Thomas over to Hill. Thomas going to try and tie it up. Came up short. Ellabry's got the board. His 7th rebound. He may have a chance for a double-double before this one's over. Eastern Michigan's only had one player with a double-double this season, and that was Lovejoy in the last game against Northwood, 17 points, 10 boards. Acuff 3. Billingsley pulls in the rebound. Put back, no. AG's done this a couple times tonight. Takes it all the way. Edwards follow, no, but he got a body on him. Just came flying in.
Did a great job from that weak side. You're right. Nobody got a body on him. The defender looked straight up at the rim. He didn't get contact. And Edwards able to get the offensive rebound put back.
More second chance points for Bowling Green. Lovejoy gets it back to a three-point game.
Starting to heat up. He's feeling it from inside that 15-foot mark.
8 of his 12 in the second half. Humphreys ready to return for Bowling Green. Servin and Jeter will check in at the next whistle for Eastern Michigan. Spurgeon, a rare look from distance tonight. Rattles it in. The fourth different Falcon to hit from distance in the second half.
Well, he can do that. He can pick and pop there. That time just got a shoulder square. 39% from the arc coming into the ball game. Just knocked down his 16th of the season.
That's his 10th straight game with a 3. And running right into Spurgeon. That's an offensive foul on Martinoff.
He knocked down that 3 earlier, but he's been a menace defensively so far in this second half. Whether it's blocking a couple shots, point blank range at the rim. That time stepping in, taking the charge right in the middle of the chest. Have a half big fella.
So let's set the scene right now. Tied at 66, 5:43 to play. Both teams shooting better than 40% from the field. It's been limited turnovers tonight. This one's going to come down to execution.
So come on, the execution, poise, composure, and a high level of execution down the stretch.
The Mid-American Conference opener. This is exactly what we hoped for coming in. A battle from start to finish. Touched out of bounds there by Acuff. Which one of these teams is going to start MAC play 1-0? I mean, Eastern Michigan, if you get a 1-0 start on the road, big for this team's confidence. Bowling Green, you got to protect the home floor.
So come down to the team that doesn't, or who refuses to settle. They refuse to settle for a shot instead of getting a great shot. Nice job there inside, high-low action. Agee on the finish.
Spurgeon on the assist. See how Eastern Michigan responds. Acuff will give it up to Servin. Time winding down. Acuff down the lane, scoops it up and in over Spurgeon.
That's a big-time shot by a big-time performer.
Thomas, left hand, nice. With the contact.
You guys got a package on
Eastern
him?
Michigan answers back with Lovejoy. Back and forth we go down the stretch. Work to the corner for Hill. Marcus Hill has 25 on the night. His season high is 33.
You can't close out on him too fast because you play the dribble drive. Because he's been so successful to be able to knock down an open shot. Acuff.
Wave off the bucket. Bowling Green's fourth team foul. Eastern Michigan basketball, as the Eagles will contest that should have counted. Jason Spurgeon getting it done at both ends. Hitting the 3 from the right wing. And letting you know about it. His brother loves it. Bowling Green by 3. Bowling Green by a field goal with under 4 to play. Eastern Michigan will have the basketball coming out of the timeout. Brad Woznicki back with Rhett Boyd for the Mid-American Conference opener. Bowling Green not only trying to start 1-0 in the MAC like Eastern Michigan, but the Falcons putting their 7-game win streak on the line. Eastern Michigan trying to improve to 3-3 on the road and make it 3 straight wins.
It's been a great ball game. Both teams have had their runs. Both teams have answered adversity in this ball game. Coming down to the stretch, it's about execution at this level.
Don't forget, Bowling Green's won the last 8 meetings in this matchup. AG wanted it. He's going at Servin, and Servin trying to take a charge. And the officials looked at one another to confirm the call. It will be Eastern Michigan basketball and number 4 on AG. See if you maybe think Servin might have sold this a little bit. And then AG extended that arm.
We lowered the it's tough. It's those 50-50 calls there. AG obviously has a strength factor over Servin. But one thing we always say, if you take a hit in the middle of the chest, more times than not on those bang-bang calls, it's going to go on behalf of the defense. It did there.
3.5 to play. Eastern Michigan doesn't need a 3 here. They're 3 out of 14 on the night. Servin looking to get to the basket against Spurgeon, banks it in.
Nice job. Tight ball game, pressure possessions, calmly was able to finish over the bigger Spurgeon.
Says a lot about that young man's confidence. And Lovejoy's trying to keep it out of the hands of Hill. Now it's Hill up top. Jeter got a hand in there, picked up by Hill. And on a reach in, it's 2 free throws for Hill coming up.
That's a big call, too. 2 free throws for Hill. If not, Eastern Michigan had 3 on 0 going the other way.
These 2 free throws for Hill will tie for the most attempts in a game this season. He had 12 against Western Kentucky. It's because he got off to such an aggressive start in the second half.
He did. It held a 6 in the opening half, but he had 7 quick ones in the first 4.5 minutes of the second half that really got him in a rhythm, and he didn't settle. He continued to pound the ball inside with the dribble, getting to the rim, making plays, getting to the foul line. And this opened up things for his teammates as the half went on.
After Hill splits the pair, he's up to 26 points. Eastern Michigan can tie or take the lead right here. Eagles shooting 50% on the road tonight. Bowling Green up to 45%. Acuff couldn't get around Thomas, but it's going to be a blocking foul. And I don't know about that. That seemed like a delayed call there.
It was a delayed call, but I think it was the right call. There was contact, knee into the body of Acuff, but it was a delayed call for sure. It came from the baseline, not from the top.
Maybe just that knee of Trey Thomas causing the blocking foul call. For Bowling Green, they had one more foul to give there. Acuff will get to the basket. AG just lets him go by. If AG makes any contact there, his night is done.
Boy, when Acuff turns the corner, he accelerates that first step to the rim. You better be in great position or you have no shot.
And that basket just put him right on his season average of 23. Spurgeon's hook couldn't get it to go. Lovejoy races the other way, ran right underneath the basket, and gets a Bowling Green foul call that's going to put Lovejoy to the line for a 1-and-1. Lovejoy may have got a little twisted up there at the end of that play.
Spurgeon too. I think they went maybe knee to knee or just contact along the baseline there, and that's a tough break for Spurgeon too, because you got Lovejoy pinned behind the backboard with really nowhere to go, but there's contact calls made, and Lovejoy going to get to the free throw line.
Lovejoy doesn't want to go anywhere right now. He's reaching at that lower back. Someone else going to have to check in here for Lovejoy if he can't go, and I don't think he can.
No, it's anytime you're back lock, anybody that's had their back spasm or lock up on it, see here, right there, kind of Spurgeon comes down on the hip and that lower back area.
You're taking out a guy who has been great down the stretch with his offense, scoring 10 of his 14 points in the second half.
Saw right there at the end, the back just grab.
They're going to attend to Lovejoy. Still waiting to see who's going to come in here.
That's a big blow because not only has he been productive offensively, he's one of the better perimeter defenders as well.
He's been chasing Marcus Hill, trying to make sure Hill doesn't get a touch.
Now Eastern Michigan still has, looks like 3 timeouts left.
Osonic is coming in. And Osonic, 6 of 6 at the free throw line on the season. Has not attempted a free throw tonight.
So I'm watching Lovejoy. He's behind the bench there in the tunnel area, just trying. He can't even. He's having trouble just standing straight up and down right now. I wonder if Coach Stan Heath could use a timeout, buy some more time. It looks like he's in too bad a shape right now to do that. So we'll see who they put on the free throw line. You said a Sonia came in that you checked in?
Well, it'll be a 1-and-1 for Osonic. Stand corrected. Legend Jeter to the line.
He's 79% coming into the ball game, so he's as good as anybody.
11 out of 14. Eastern Michigan as a team, 5 out of 10.
They're checking something out at the scores table.
I think they're confirming who's coming in here. They got the right guy at the line. It is Legend Jeter. Jeter has had one of his better offensive performances of the season. He was the first Eagle into double figures with 10. And there's his first point of the second half. His 4th game in double figures this season. Hits both, Eagles by 2. 2 minutes to play.
See Ellerby denying Marcus Hill the basketball, trying to force somebody else to bring it up. He'll able to get his hands on it.
Well, length is going to affect Hill, but quickness, we'll see if he's able to get to the basket. Humphrey, 3, okay. From the corner, Bowling Green wasted no time on that possession.
Well, Soniak sat in the gap to take the drive away from Hill and couldn't recover fast enough to get back to the arc.
2 defenders coming over to try and block that shot, and it still goes off glass. Acuff, 25. He scored 16 in the second half. Man lives for these moments. Hill bumped by Jeter, and for Legend Jeter, that's 4 personals.
Legend Jeter just tried to hedge that screen hard. Keep Hill east and west, side to side. There's too much body contact.
Well, Hill's going to be able to turn the corner there, too, with his left hand.
And that's what they're trying to prevent, but just too much body contact.
I mean, that's your strong hand he's going to. No problem on the first to tie it at 78. And Lovejoy back in. And it's going to be Ellerby going out. They want to go to a little more
offense on this side of the floor, and if they get a dead ball, you'll see Ellerby back in defensively.
Just over a minute to play. Bowling Green needs a stop. And Acuff, see if he gets another bucket here down the stretch. Being chased, fading away from the baseline. Acuff, anytime you need a bucket, he's got it. Slapped away from behind by Lovejoy.
I hope people at home appreciate what we're seeing here from Acuff and Hill this evening.
They've combined for 55.
And the scouting report coming in says you got to guard both of them. And neither team's been able to get it done here, particularly in the second half. Just sit back and enjoy the ride and watch the end of this one.
AG dribbling it off his knee, but he also got a blocking foul. And if this is on Jeter, he's done.
Does the contact force the turnover? And in the referee's mind on that possession, it did. And that's why the call was made.
Jeter's going to finish the night with 12 points, 7 rebounds, and a couple of steals. And returning to the floor is Osoniak.
It's a tough call if you're Jeter, but again, it affected the outcome of the play. And that's why the call was made.
It was Ellerby who just went out a moment ago, but you still have to give someone in for Jeter. Here's the show we were hoping for coming in. 27 for Acuff and Marcus Hill with 28 points. Both have shot the ball very well. Both have made the right decisions to find their teammates for the right looks. And both know how to get to the free throw line.
And down the stretch in a one-possession ball game, you better believe the ball is in their hands to create not only for themselves, but they're willing facilitators. So we got to be aware of that. You got guys wide open on the perimeter as well. And as advertised, Marcus Hill, Tyson Acuff putting on a show, scoring 101 here at Bowling Green.
Top 2 scorers in the Mid-American Conference. Now, the guy at the line, Rashawn Agee, 2 for 4 tonight. He's got 16 points and 9 rebounds.
Got to make sure if you're Eastern Michigan, you get a clean block out here.
Still have one more chance to at least tie up this game.
Can't fall asleep if you're Eastern Michigan. You got to get contact. You got to attack the basketball, prevent the offensive rebound or back tip. Give AG credit. Ties this ball game up.
80 apiece. We got Marcus Hill guarding Acuff. High screen from Servin. And Acuff got it to go for 2 more. Tyson Acuff, 29 points. He's 2 points away from tying his season high. You just can't do enough to try and stop him. It's 82-80. Eagles lead it. 37 seconds left. Don't go anywhere. Eagles back in front with this bucket right here from Tyson Acuff to give him 29.
One thing on that play there, you see here, he cups the basketball close to his chest. That prevents the defender from knocking the ball away, allows him to maintain his balance and get it up off the glass. If he doesn't cup that ball close to the chest, kind of like you're carrying protecting a football, you leave the defense an opportunity to, again, poke it away, get knocked off balance where you miss the shot. So good technique in a pressure situation by Tyson Acuff. What touch off the high glass. Get that one to go.
Well, a 7-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Here comes Marcus Hill, 28 points, 3 assists, 7 boards. And Hill, nice move, runs right into Billingsley. And Marcus Hill just earned himself a couple more free throws. Bowling Green's only attempted 29 free throws tonight. For Marcus Hill himself, he has attempted 14 of those 29.
See here, Billingsley just wrapped them up. Going to make a big free throws there. And
that's number 4 on Billingsley.
Marcus Hill, good job. He lost Lovejoy. There was able to get to the right hand, and I said Billingsley just felt the better need of locking him up and they can make free throws.
11 out of 15 for Hill, needs this one to tie. You know where the ball's going for Eastern Michigan on this final possession. .30 points on the night for Hill. It's Eastern Michigan who might have the last laugh here.
Well, you said it. You know the hands the ball's going to be in, and that's Tyson Acuff. He's looking to get to the 30-point mark, 29 right now, and both those young men have done one heck of a job putting on a clinic here this evening of knocking down jump shots, timely jump shots, more importantly, putting the ball on the deck, getting inside 15 feet, making plays. As advertised, like we said, coming into this one, number 1, number 2 in the Mid-American Conference, coming out of the non-conference.
And both have done their damage in the second half. It was 9 points for Acuff in the first half, while Marcus Hill had 6 points in the first 20 minutes.
It's one thing to do it. It's another thing to know the ball's in your hands, and you still do it. It's impressive.
Tell you what, Rhett, it was $1 to get in here tonight. Fans got their money's worth.
And I think watching this Bowling Green team, you see the fans need to come out and watch this club. They are exciting. They're competitive. Exciting brand of basketball Coach Todd Simon is putting forth here in his first season.
Eastern Michigan trying to snap an 8-game losing streak to Bowling Green. Eagles also trying to snap Bowling Green's 7-game win streak coming in here. Bowling Green fans rising to their feet. It's Hill out guarding Acuff. 2 guys that have combined for 59 points. Under 10 seconds. Spurgeon came out high. Acuff down to 5 seconds. Behind the back, pulls up 3. Off the mark, Jihad. Ball was knocked out of his hands by Spurgeon. And the MAC opener needs overtime.
That's excellent defense by Bowling Green, individually and collectively, to force a difficult shot by Acuff. It was off the mark.
Free basketball here inside the Stroh. 5 more minutes to decide a winner in this one. We'll be back. Tyson Acuff here in the final seconds was being chased by multiple defenders. Not a bad look there, especially for Acuff and the shots he's hit tonight. But it was offline, and we have overtime.
Great job by Marcus Hill. Spurgeon and AG did a great job of showing as well. Big time defensive stop now. Kind of got to exhale a little bit, catch your breath. Get ready for another 5 minutes of Mid-American Conference action. Overtime.
AG and Billingsley will jump it up. Bowling Green's got 4 players out there that are in double figures. Hill, Thomas, Humphrey, and AG. Well, you've got Acuff and Lovejoy who've combined for 43. Remember, legend Jeter was also in double figures, but he fouled out. He finished with 12 points on the night. Bowling Green with the first chance here in overtime. Falcons have shot 45% tonight. Hill working against Lovejoy. Marcus Hill spins, baseline, bucket and the foul.
So a great job, Marcus Hill. We talked about all night long his upper body strength inside, being able to absorb contact. It's a great job. You take his initial move away, you reverse spin, get separation, and again, absorbing contact, finishing at the glass. He now has 32.
And now
Looking
the
for
night
more.
is done for Billingsley. That was his 5th foul. You're losing size down the stretch here, are the Eagles. You think Ellerby or Jihad would be the one to come in for Billingsley. And they're actually going to go with Martinoff. They had a few big guys to choose from there.
Well, Martinoff started this ball game.
He is the tallest player on Eastern Michigan's roster at 7 foot.
But he has not been on the floor very much in the second half, so he's not necessarily fresh and in rhythm, but we'll see what he's able to do.
And Hill has tied his season high in a Bowling Green uniform, 33.
He did it earlier this year against Lipscomb. But he'll take this 33, looking for more, being in conference play.
Putting the MAC on notice. Eastern Michigan taking a lot of time here to get set. Lovejoy. Serving from the corner, rattles it in to tie it at 85.
We talked about how composed he was late in the second half with a big bucket and a pressure possession.
That was their 4th 3 of the game, their first of the second half. They had missed their last 7. Stays with Bowling Green. Hill off glass with the right hand.
Well, Lovejoy was not allowing him to get back to his left, which is his strength. Still able to knock it in, you said, with the right hand anyway. It's been one of those nights.
Acuff over to the left side. He's got Thomas in front of him. Down the lane, and a tie-up. Possession arrow points to Eastern Michigan.
See
Good
there.
hands by Thomas.
Sonia tried to cover up it. We talked about Acuff doing to the rim there, but a good job. He's getting Bowling Green getting their hands on the ball.
Acuff had to beat the shot clock. And Spurgeon able to pull in the rebound. Outrunning is Humphrey. Deshaun Humphrey looked like he may have been tripped up. And he is still down. Going to be 5-on-4 for the Eagles. Open 3 from the corner. Eastern Michigan was able to race back to disrupt Deshaun Humphrey, who is still shaken up.
Well, he lost his footing going to the basket, and that's why there was no call. Let's hope that he's all right. Let's take a look here on that last play. Humphrey coming downhill.
Yeah, he stepped on his own foot first. Got a little crossed up.
And then that allowed numbers back the other way, 5-on-4, and Soniak drills a triple. He's now in double figures.
11 on the night. 2 big threes for Eastern Michigan, who didn't hit a 3 in the second half. Now 2 in overtime. Hill was looking to go to AG. Instead, it's worked over to Phillip and turned over. Bowling Green's 9th turnover. Serving at the other end may have gone a little too quickly there. Hill out to Thomas, catch and shoot. Great rebound there by Ellerby, his 8th.
We got a lot of time in this ball game, 1 possession game.
Acuff splits the defense. Off the back rim, AG pulls in the rebound. Giving him a double-double, 17 and 10. His fourth double-double. And goes right at the defense. AG going to the line. With under 2 to play, he can give Bowling Green the lead back.
Good job by AG, recognizing the fact that Martinoff was backpedaling. AG knows he's got a strength advantage from that low block area. Was able to get into the body of Martinoff.
And Martinoff is going to be the third Eagle to foul out.
Martinoff just tried to level off, but AG did a good job getting into the body and forcing the call to be made.
If you're not going to help against AG bringing the ball down the floor, you can't sit back on him and allow him to get inside the arc and downhill like that.
Yeah, you got to challenge him outside of the free throw line, top of the key, and just try to make him change direction, which he's not comfortable doing, or any big guy for that matter, for the most part, not comfortable doing. But when you give him a straight line drive like that, and he can get inside and into that 8 to 2 foot mark, advantage AG.
AG ties it at 88. Hits both. For a guy shooting 55% coming in, 2 clutch free throws. Lovejoy. Now Acuff. Acuff against Thomas, pulls up. Thomas did a good job staying in front and getting a hand up.
Eastern Michigan wanted contact on the shot, didn't get the call.
See what kind of action Bowling Green can get here in the half court. Go over to Thomas. Spurgeon got position, goes right at the basket, puts it up and in. Spurgeon, 7 points, his biggest bucket of the night. Still a 1-possession game though with 1:11 to play.
Well, he's been big time both on the offensive end with some timely buckets, and on the defensive end as well this second half. No bigger bucket than that one right there. Got inside the body of Jihad. Was able to muscle it up and down.
Now, with 1:11 left on the clock, Eastern Michigan doesn't have to go for 3 here,
No.
and I don't think they should. Yes, they've hit a couple of threes in this overtime, but it hasn't been where they found most of their success tonight.
No, you're absolutely right. You don't have to settle for a 3. Try to get downhill because Bowling Green's not going to want to put you at the free throw line either. So if you can get downhill, you might get an easy 2. Now we'll see how Bowling Green chooses to play this. Are they going to stay? They were in the zone the last possession. Are they going to stay zone? Which I suspect they will. Or do they mix it up and go back man? I think they stay zone. You have to be cognizant of the shooters on the floor. And we obviously Acuff can drill it. We've seen Soniak knock down shots here tonight. Servin, he's knocked down a 3 as well here late. So you stay in your zone, but also identify where the shooters are if you're Bowling Green. And most importantly, remember, long shots, long rebounds, be able to go up and corral the missed shot. We'll see what happens here. But again, if you're Eastern Michigan, though, even if they're in zone, attack gaps. And either you might get an easy 2, or if you force that zone to collapse on the weak side, you get a driving kick action to the opposite wing and corner.
And it's got to be Lovejoy or Acuff to create.
Absolutely. Possession arrow favors Bowling Green. Eastern Michigan's in the 1-and-1 bonus, and Bowling Green is in the double bonus here in overtime.
This possession right here could decide the game.
Bowling Green has 3 timeouts left. Eastern Michigan 2.
Bowling Green gets a stop, couple of free throws.
They stay in the 2-3 zone.
Lovejoy goes to Acuff. Acuff wants to clear out. In the lane. And 2 free throws for Acuff.
Able to split the 2 guys to the top of the zone.
You just can't say it enough just how tough he is to keep out of the lane. You pointed out earlier, partner, the way he protects the basketball, so good at that, so strong.
Well, quick first step. Takes care of the basketball. And then to be able to utilize the size against smaller guards, he understands it and he knows how to exploit it.
Jihad goes out. And Acuff has just tied his season high with 31. Third time he's done that this season. Under 30 seconds.
Trying to go into the Spurgeon there. He's got a size mismatch on Ellerby.
Down to 7 on the shot clock for Humphrey. Over to Spurgeon. Got to get a shot up. He does. It's a 3. Off the back rim. Long rebound. Osiniak comes to get it, and he traveled. He went down without any contact there.
But he didn't move. That's what Stan he's saying right now is he did not move.
See if we can show it to you again. The officials confirm the call.
Or if Coach Heath is saying he called timeout on the way down.
But I didn't see any call of timeout except for
there's no timeout call.
Servin was trying to signal for it, but this is after he already went down and traveled. Now, there wasn't a foul on Thomas there.
Those tough calls. Some always believe if you fall, it's an automatic travel. Others say you can fall, it's not necessarily a travel. And the referees felt that there was. Call is made. Bowling Green basketball. 10 seconds left. Now, if you're Eastern Michigan, you got to foul immediately. Immediately. Put Bowling Green at the foul line.
And even if Bowling Green makes both, yes, Eastern Michigan's still going to have a chance to possibly force double overtime.
It's a one-possession game, and you got time to work with.
Bowling Green 91, Eastern Michigan 90. What a way to start Mid-American Conference play. We showed you the other Mid-American Conference games at halftime. So far tonight, Toledo defeated Ohio. Western Michigan won at Miami, so Toledo and Western Michigan both winning on the road. Buffalo also winning on the road at Central Michigan. Kent State wins by 13 at home against Ball State. Akron is rolling over Northern Illinois by 25 in DeKalb. Bowling Green's trying to hold on here at home.
On the floor for Bowling Green, Trey Thomason take the ball out of bounds. He's 77% from the free throw line. Marcus Hill, 79%. Spurgeon, 69%. And you got Deshaun Humphrey as well at 71%. So a lot of options for Coach Simon, and Humphrey's going to get fouled. 71%, as we said, coming into the ball game. Looking to knock down 2 here.
Humphrey tonight has not attempted a free throw. He's got 11 points off the bench, 4 of 7 from the field, 6 rebounds.
And this is a double bonus situation.
Cannot hit the first. So Eastern Michigan gonna have a chance to win this thing.
Eastern Michigan has 1 timeout left. Bowling Green has 2. So you would expect Eastern Michigan to push this ball to half court, utilize a timeout.
They've got 1 left. Bowling Green by 2. Osoniek's going to check in for McGriff. Got to go the length of the floor with 9.7 seconds. Serving to inbound. Trying to get Acuff. It's over to Lovejoy. Orlando Lovejoy will call timeout right in front of Stan Heath with 6.7 on the clock.
Gee, I wonder who this is going to be drawn up for.
Well,
listen,
Bowling Green has done in overtime a pretty good job of making every shot tough for Lovejoy.
And that's why Acuff.
Or pardon, for Acuff. But the thing is, Acuff knows how to get to the free throw line.
Correct. And so now, and this is going to be on Acuff decision-making time, right? If they're running 2 or 3 at you, to have a presence of mind to know where your shooters are. Then we're talking about Osoniek, Servin, Lovejoy, because you might find themselves wide open for a wide open look if you're contested by 2-3 guys. But you know he wants the ball in his hands. He wants to make a play. And if you're Bowling Green, don't let the best guy beat you. That's got to be the focus, obviously, in this timeout.
Osoniek, Lovejoy, Ellerby, Servin, and Acuff on the floor for Eastern Michigan. Lovejoy on the inbounds. Finds Servin. Gets it to Acuff. He's going to get a shot blocked by Hill. Marcus Hill swats it away as Acuff tried to go underneath the defense. And with 1.3 seconds left, Marcus Hill can put it away at the line.
Yeah, big time play by Marcus Hill. But give Spurgeon a lot of credit, too, to come up and just provide Acuff take one more dribble east and west before he turned the corner. That allowed Hill to recover and be able to have a chance to get that block.
And it's Spurgeon at the line. Can't hit the first. One more here. At least make it a 3-point game. Seen crazier things happen, right? 1.3 on the clock. Misses the second. And Ellerby, I don't know if it would have counted anyway. Ball game. Bowling Green wins the Mid-American Conference opener in overtime. 92-90 the final. The Falcons trailed by as many as 14 in the first half, 8 at halftime. What a way to start conference play.
Well, you couldn't ask for anything more if you're a college basketball fan, let alone one of these two teams. They laid it on the line here tonight. They played extremely well on both ends of the floor. Let's talk about Marcus Hill, averaging 19 points coming in. Number 1 on the scouting report. It don't matter. 10 for 22. 35 for that young man here this evening. Comes up with a big stop at the end of the ball game as well on an outstanding performer in Tyson Acuff. And this is a game that he'll never forget.
A season high 35 points for Marcus Hill, and it was a complete performance because he also got it done on the glass, made the right decisions to find his teammates. And Marcus Hill, one of multiple Falcons in double figures, as Bowling Green now improves to 7-1 at home, their 8th consecutive win, and 1-0 in the MAC. Eastern Michigan will drop to 7-6 overall, 2-4 on the road, and Eastern Michigan will have to wait another day before they try and pick up their first Mid-American Conference victory. I'm joined now by Bowling Green head coach Todd Simon. And Coach, welcome to the MAC. Overtime to get it done in the first one.
Yeah, you know, it wasn't how we probably drew it up, but, you know, we're a little short-handed and trying to battle through some foul trouble, and it had to be a little different, play a lot of zone, did some different things tonight, and, you know, we're just glad to come away with the W.
What can you say about the show that was put on tonight between the top 2 scorers in the Mid-American Conference in Hill and Acuff? Both go for 30-plus.
Yeah, I mean, you got your money's worth tonight. I mean, that's 2 special players, and you know, they did a great job. I mean, we said going into the second half, I needed a big half from Marcus, and he stepped up.
And I talked to you, too, about your defense down the stretch, just trying to make everything tough on Acuff, who at times could not be stopped.
Yeah, when he gets going, he gets going. But we wanted to make our goal was, for how many points he had, we wanted that many shots, and he ended up with 31 on 29 shots, and we just wanted to make him inefficient because he's a special player.
If you're looking at your team as far as the biggest difference from first half to second half and into overtime, you were down by 8 at the break, as many as 14 in the first half. What was the biggest difference?
We picked up our intensity on the defensive end. Jason and Rashawn, with Sam out, those guys are having to carry a lot of load, and then when they both got in foul trouble, we had to play, 30, 40 minutes of zone, and they did a great job with that. So, we're learning. They're learning how to stay in games when they get in those situations.
Well, Coach, it's 8 wins in a row. Congrats on your first win in the Mid-American Conference.
Thank you very much.
Bowling Green head coach Todd Simon, as the Falcons are now 10-3 overall, 7-1 at home, and make that now 9 consecutive wins against Eastern Michigan. That is going to do it for our broadcast. Final score, Bowling Green 92, Eastern Michigan 90. Falcons get it done in overtime. A reminder that tonight's broadcast can only be seen on ESPN. For my broadcast partner, Rhett Boyd, our director, Brandon Walters, and our great crew, I'm Brad Woznicki. What a way to start MAC play. We'll talk to you soon.